Okay, start the meeting. Call this meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. This evening, will the clerk take the record of attendance?
There are 6 council members present. Councilmember Wendell is absent, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Moved second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Niemeyer,
Aye.
Specker,
Aye.
Tiltonburn,
Aye.
Avery,
Aye.
Collins,
Aye.
Duran.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, item 4, open forum. In order to provide equal access to all during the open forum, each member offering comments during the open forum shall not exceed the allotted 3-minute period. Your time to comment is expired when the red light on the podium appears. No further comments may be made by a member speaking during the open forum after the red light appears. With that being said, is there any member of the public who wishes to address the council on an item that is not on the agenda tonight?
Need an extra minute for my presentation, and it does deal with the new policy that was just presented, the opening statement that was read. So I do want to touch on that first. My name is Jeanette Gibbons. I live in Brookings, South Dakota. And in your new public comment policy, each comment limited to 3 minutes. Speakers will provide their name and city. Speakers cannot assign their time. Reasonable accommodations can be made if needed. And I submitted a request last Friday asking for use of Wi-Fi connection to give a short PowerPoint presentation during my 3-minute allotment. And I was told that that's not allowed. And I said, is it a policy on the books? And I was told it is a standing procedure or just standing. There's nothing on the books that says I can't do that. So I would like to rebuttal that. And I would like to use the presentation next time, which would save me time and save you time. So this may take another minute, as I said. So I do want to thank Joey Collins for his dissenting voice on that policy. I think what was said in that policy was essentially already on the books. Nobody can come in here threatening, cause any physical harm to anyone. And that's kind of our rules of society. Now, I do believe that knowledge is power. That comes from my educational background, my years of teaching, my years of parenting. Knowledge is power in our society. And one thing that I think people need to understand, something that I maybe learned more clearly for myself over the last 3 years, is that the real pecking order, according to common law, is that our true authority rests with God. He provided us with our inalienable rights. The minute we were born, we had the right to life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. And no one can take that away from us. And since man kind of arrived on the scene first, man and woman, everything under that was established by man. God gave us authority over different domains, such as government. Man and woman created government. So why did man and woman bother creating government? To protect our rights. That is the primary authority of our government. And it has been well overstepped through the years, and we've allowed it to happen. So now we're kind of in this process of backpedaling and pulling it back in. So I did bring along some props. Again, I had slides to show this. A book that was shared with me called The Common Law, written by Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr., is a very good read. And it tells people what your rights are. Very smart man. When I ordered that book for Amazon, which I don't like to order from, there were 2 other books, so there was a nice 3-pack. And if anyone wants this information that's in my slides, my email address is bestyet2come, that's the number 2, jg@protonmail.com.
Thank you, Jeanette.
One other comment, please.
Thank you, Jeanette.
One other comment, please, Mayor.
It's according to the new policy, it's up to the mayor to determine whether or not additional time will be given. Otherwise,
And you
it'll
can
be cut
deny
off.
our rights to
According to the
use.
policy, ma'am,
accommodations?
staff has cut off the communication to the view.
Are there any other persons in the audience that would like to make comments? Seeing none, we'll move on to consent agenda. Approval of the consent agenda. Are there any items need to be removed from the consent agenda? Seeing none, entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Any public comment on any of the items on the consent agenda? Seeing none, please, any council questions or comments? Seeing none,
Specker,
Aye.
Tiltonburn,
Aye.
Avery,
Aye.
Collins,
Aye.
Duran,
Aye.
Niemeyer.
aye. Okay, presentations and reports. We have a proclamation here. I will be stating also on the 16th on SDSU campus. It has to do with Martin Luther King Jr. Mayoral proclamation, whereas Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. awakened the hearts of Americans by calling for equality amongst citizens and challenged all to participate in the never-ending work of building a more perfect union. And whereas every person has a right to be provided opportunities to learn, grow, and thrive in an environment that doesn't violate their safety, dignity, or humanity. And whereas our community is better with citizens live by Dr. King's philosophy to work together to better humankind as a united body. And whereas the community is invited to join a rally and parade, which is a combination of march and parade starting at 11 a.m. at the South Dakota State University Student Union on January 16th, 2023. Now therefore it be resolved that I, O.P.G. Niemeyer, Mayor of the City of Brookings, do hereby proclaim Monday, January 16th, 2023 as Martin Luther King Jr. Parade Day. Okay, and then the other one, after we had such a successful weekend, staff put together a proclamation for the Jackrabbits. Whereas on January 8th, 2023, at Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas, the South Dakota State University Jackrabbit football team won its first ever NCAA Division I FCS National Championship. And whereas the number one seeded Jackrabbits thumped their rival, North Dakota State University Bison 45-21, ending the Bison's 9-game winning streak in national championships. And whereas John Stiegelmeyer, Coach Stieg, head coach of South Dakota State University since 1997, won his first national championship after guiding the Jackrabbits to 11 consecutive playoff appearances. And whereas Coach Stieg was named the recipient of the 2022 Eddie Robinson Award, which honors the FCS National Coach of the Year. And whereas Coach Stieg and the entire coaching and support staff, Athletic Director Justin Sell, and staff President Dunn, parents of team members, and Jackrabbit fans worldwide were integral in guiding the team to victory through their unwavering support. And whereas winning the 2022 NCAA Division I FCS National Championship has brought honor to South Dakota State University and the city of Brookings on the local, state, and national level. Now therefore be resolved that I, O.P.G. Niemeyer, Mayor of the City of Brookings, do hereby recognize, honor, and congratulate the South Dakota State University Jackrabbit football team as the 2022 NCAA Division I FCS National Champions. Go Jacks. I can't say that enough. It just comes right off your tongue. Congratulations to the Jackrabbits and SDSU, and definitely made an impression in the nation, put Brookings on the map along with SDSU. Yeah. Okay, City Council ex officio reports. Councilmember Collins, do you have one? Okay.
Sorry, yes, I do. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Health System Board of Trustees. This is their information from the December meeting. There were a couple articles that were added to the agenda for review. I thought I'd go over a couple of things. There is a nursing shortage affecting hospitals, and Brookings is no exception. According to the article from Nurse Journal staff, the U.S. nursing shortage affects hospitals across the U.S. for different reasons. such as demand for nurses grow as shortages across the country increases, lack of educators, burnout, and an aging workforce. And the number of nurses in each state compared to its population creates a healthcare deficit. In the United States, from 2021, there were 3 million registered nurses. State population in 2021 was over 331 million people. In the U.S., there are 9.19 nurses per 1,000 people, which is low. In South Dakota, has the number of highest nurses to patient ratio, which is 15.95 nurses per 1,000 people. I thought that was interesting. I thought I would share that. Jason Merkley shared South Dakota Association of Healthcare Organizations launched a campaign and is producing monthly video series called Hometown Healthcare Hero Spotlight that focuses on healthcare workforce and local community amenities for job opportunities. The goal of the campaign is to recognize and celebrate South Dakota, our SDAHO members' facilities and the people that work there while showing off what each community has to offer. It's also noted that Jason will become the SDAHO board president in 2023. We viewed the video, and I'd like to show it here. It is a recruitment video for the Brookings Hospital, but it also highlights a lot of good things about Brookings as well. So if you'll indulge me, would you please start the video, please?
I think one of the best parts about healthcare in South Dakota is that it's a pretty small community, especially in the surgery world. I also feel like it's a pretty close-knit community in regards to like the patients as well as the providers, and you don't find that everywhere. I got to Brookings because I did all of my surgical training in Sioux Falls, and then my husband is a South Dakotan, and so now I have children and family, and so we decided to stay close to his family. So, doing all my surgical training here, I know pretty much most of the surgeons in Sioux Falls, so if I need help or have questions, I have a lot of resources.
So one of the best things about coming to Brookings Health System and working here is you really do feel that sense of community. You're in a small enough hospital where you know your coworkers, you know your neighbors that become patients, and you get to take care of that community, and that's what I love about Brookings Health System. We have a 49-bed hospital. We also have a 79-bed skilled nursing facility. We have a congregate living facility. We have several rural clinics, 3 rural clinics in the area, and also an eye clinic.
We are a baby-friendly hospital. We provide additional resources, breastfeeding resources and education for our moms. We have a baby cafe that is able to provide support for moms after they go home. We also provide other opportunities and support for moms through our doula program, and we are one of the only baby-friendly hospitals in the state.
I was very impressed coming here with all the new technology we have and just how nice and clean everything is. Robotic surgery essentially is gonna be the new standard of care. And we have the most up-to-date robot, which I think is extremely beneficial because there's a lot of different specialties that can use the robot. But I think for a small community, I do think that we do have a lot of access to things that I think other towns this size don't have, such as the Da Vinci robot or the Mako robot.
So for the past 5 out of 6 years, Brookings Health System has gotten the top 20 rural community hospitals in the United States. That's a pretty significant award, and it really speaks to our team's ability to provide quality care. It's based on several different pillars, including in those pillars are quality pillars and patient satisfaction pillars. So we're lucky and fortunate enough to have South Dakota State University next to us, which brings in a lot of new grads, new ideas, right from the college right next door. We also have those people who have been at Brookings Health System for a long time, wanting to raise their family and have worked here for a long time. So we have this good, unique group of new grads and veterans that have worked here for a long time.
I feel like the community of Brookings is big enough to provide that specialty care to our patients, but small enough to have that hometown, rural feel.
I was born in the Brookings Hospital here in Brookings, and I've lived all my life here, also attending SDSU. I think one of the biggest things I've appreciated, and it's what kept me here, we decided that we wanted to raise our family here because we have an excellent school system. The school system's always been supported by this community. I really appreciate that our local hospital participates in a lot of community activities. If you're going to go see a soccer game, you'll see that they're a supporter of the soccer program. And you're finding community members really want to be active. They appreciate having such a great healthcare hospital and other healthcare amenities right here directly in Brookings that they don't have to travel for.
My favorite thing about working here is being able to make a difference. When moms and families are giving birth, it's a very vulnerable and exciting time, and I can really make that difference in providing them the best care and best experience possible.
Brookings offers a wide range of opportunity, not only on the professional side, but also just an opportunity to raise my family here in Brookings. It's small enough where you feel safe and comfortable and part of the community, but also big enough to offer the opportunities. When we're not working, we like to enjoy the activities that Brookings has to offer. So that may be a Jacks game on a Saturday at SDSU. It might be going to the Children's Museum with my kids.
We're really known for being a small community with a lot of bigger city amenities. And with that, you have great arts. If you like athletic events, you know, we've got the Jackrabbits here and their Division I program. I think trailing spouses have a lot of opportunity here in Brookings. A lot of it has to do with the university. There's just a lot of different types of jobs, you know, that you can do, whether you're in education or maybe student services or in research also. A lot of companies around here need technical workforce. They need people that can do lab work and such. I think we have a really good cost of living here in Brookings. A lot of times you'll find that our gas is a little cheaper, our groceries are a little bit cheaper. And so people find that it's a very reasonable place to live. And we did a housing study, and that housing study says that we need to do 170 units per year over the next 10 years. And what I'm happy to report is last year we did 271 units. And so we're working really hard to make sure that there's housing available for people that want to move to Brookings.
Brookings Health System offers a variety of job opportunities, anywhere from environmental services, food services, laboratory, therapy departments such as respiratory therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, nursing, and even providers and hospitalists.
All of our team members here do feel like family. We've got staff members that have been here for 30+ years, all the way down to new staff members. That gives us the opportunity to provide the best care to our patients.
You come to work and you take care of your neighbors with your family. It's one big family that offers this kind of health care. And I think that speaks to the quality of care, the patient satisfaction scores that we have, is we really do try to just serve our community in the best way possible.
I think it's also been really rewarding just to be able to kind of grow as a provider in this community where you're very supported, you know, so having the support so I feel comfortable in growing and building a practice has been very rewarding.
Just a few more things. In our November we approved amendments for 106 unit senior living community, which will be west of the intersection of Madera Avenue South and 20th Street South. Obviously, with the nursing shortage, we'll have a little difficulties finding some help, but they should be able to. The Brookings Hospital Foundation took part in South Dakota Day of Giving in November. Their goal was 200 people donate $20 for the hospice program. They ended up raising $11,500, and Rude's Funeral Home matched $1,000 of that. A hospital is working on receiving rural emergency hospital designation to potentially become a critical access hospital. There's more information with that to follow. A year-end recognition for employees received $1,500 bonuses from the top based on how many hours you work, and then it's tiered down to $300. One last thing, Daryl England, who was on the board for 9 years, is vacating his position. Daryl's done such a wonderful job in our community, not just up at the hospital, but just all around. He's just a generous and genuine person. If you know him, you know that's true. If you don't know him, then you will. Daryl will be replaced by Don Grenier from First Bank and Trust. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember.
No, Collins covered it all. Thank you.
Response to the BMU. We have anything to report, Bonnie or Wayne?
The meeting was just yesterday. Over was a summary of 2022 activities by each of the departments, and that will be posted on the website, the city website, under the calendar at some later date as part of their minutes. But it was a very busy year. Also, they had a employee appreciation picnic activity, and they also hired their communications director. They've had that position open for a while, or coordinator. So, that I think will be helpful. And there was some discussion of trying to, work with the city and the county on road construction for next summer, and coming up with some good ways of making sure the public's aware of what's going on.
Very good.
That's all.
All right. Thank you. Move on to and our SDSU Student Association Government Affairs Chair, Erica Van Nieuwhausen, will present.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. I'm Erica Van Nieuwenhuis, the SDSU Students Association Government Affairs Chair. Good to be with you all tonight. The Student Promotion Fund met on December 6th, and we voted to fund $7,000 to the MLK Parade and the Office of Multicultural Affairs. That will be happening on Monday. It sounds like a great event, so look forward to seeing the attendance for that. We also, in that meeting, updated the goals of the committee for the 2023 year, just making sure that the fund is being promoted and that students know about it and it's in use for them. We had our first meeting of the semester last night. Didn't have a bunch of turnout because everyone was traveling back from Frisco. And then we, this month, are doing Students Association Outreach Month. So we're doing tabling in the union and making sure that students are aware what Students Association is and how we can help students in any way. We also, President Pulse, Vice President Shane, and myself will be traveling to the state capitol next week for Brookings and SDSU Day at the Capitol, so we look forward to that. We're also gearing up for the legislative session that started today. Looking forward to being in Pierre a little bit and lobbying on bills. And then one last thing is, Students Association would like to congratulate the football team on an excellent win against NDSU. I have the wrong color on today, for the FCS championship win this past weekend. So you could just feel the energy on campus. Everyone was really excited for that. So thank you all.
Thank you, Erica. 6E, Mayor's State of the City and 2021 to 2026 Strategic Plan Update. I'm going to read the shortened version. The extended version will be on the website. Okay. 2022 State of the City Address. The City Council revised its 5-year strategic plan in 2020. The plan contains 5 strategic areas identified by Council. These areas include fiscal responsibility, providing a safe, inclusive, and connected community, service and innovation excellence, sustainability, and economic growth. Council selected these areas and identified these goals to provide guidance for staff. The plan also ensures a progression of the desired vision of a community where all can bring their dreams. Tonight, as the first meeting of 2023, I felt it was important to reflect on this past year's efforts and major accomplishments through the State of the City Address. I'll give a brief summary of the major accomplishments. The entire updated plan is available on the City Council's homepage on the city website. Though these items may seem minor individually, they took many staff hours, community discussions, and volunteer efforts to accomplish. It's because of this organization's staff and leadership that I am able to and proud to share this report. Fiscal responsibility is the first strategic area. All goals were started, progressed, and accomplished in this area. This includes completing benchmark analysis for outside funded agencies, the start of the City Council's Economic Master Plan, which will advance Brookings regionally by capitalizing on our opportunities through our local partnerships. The city added positions where necessary to provide critical services to the community. Significant investments were made in the community's facilities to ensure proper stewardship to the public infrastructure. Staff has identified and shared with Council all available reserves and gives quarterly financial updates to Council. This information can be found on the Brookings Insight Performance Dashboard on the city's website. The strong financial position of the city has gained numerous awards for communication and practices, which include Annual Comprehensive Financial Report Award, Government Finance Officers Association Distinguished Budget Presentation Award, Zero Material Weaknesses in the Annual Audit, Revamped Budget in Brief that explains a 300-page budget book in 2 pages. Many grant dollars were pursued and attained to augment Brookings tax dollars. These included $4.3 million from the American Rescue Plan Act, $125,000 in private donations for park improvements, $1.7 million in community development block grant dollars for the food pantry, United Way, and backpack facility. Thousands of grants and donations received for library programming. Most importantly, I believe we are in a great financial position for the many opportunities the community will realize in 2023. Sales tax is projected to end between 15% and 20% in growth, and the 3B and Pello tax revenues remain strong. The attention of Council's efforts to fiscal responsibility is a commitment to the future of Brookings and its quality of life. The next area is the development of a safe, inclusive, connected community. All goals in this area were started, progressed, or accomplished. These include advancing the redevelopment of the public safety facility, Council's commitment of an additional $2.2 million to the city's ARPA allocation, completing the city's first emergency management plan that outlines how the city will respond to emergencies. This was completed just prior to the derecho that hit us in last May. And I will have to admit, the staff and all the support services that we had in the city did a fantastic job. I kind of watched a beehive over at the East Fire Station, and everybody did their job. Everybody knew what to do. It was well run. Council's financial prioritization fire training tower will be completed February 2023. We appreciate all of our volunteers do to protect the community and commitment to countless hours of training and response. Development of the $1.9 million food pantry United Way backpack facility. This project will be completed very soon. We hope all can join the celebration of this facility. I would like to take a quick moment to thank all who helped secure this project, as this is truly a project that sets Brookings apart. Most dream of having such a nonprofit facility in Brookings. We made it happen. The park saw many projects awarded with grant and local funding, progressed, and including pickleball grant awarded to help develop new courts. The new 6-hour dog park was partially funded with grant dollars. Phase 1 construction of the Dakota Nature Park Discovery Trail. The play ball art installation at Bob Sheldon Field. Prairie Hills first phase trail grant received. Investment in many playgrounds in the parks. All this progress occurred while also responding to the impacts of the derecho. The storm's impact on operations and our response continued well into the fall of 2022. The City, County, and Economic Development Housing Study was completed. This plan involved our economic partners and board members and included business and public surveys, as well as a critical analysis of our existing economy and opportunities. Council committed more than $400,000 towards housing opportunities. The city advanced a unique workforce housing development with a local developer. This project is an example of our can-do attitude to address challenges in Brookings. Zoning was updated to allow traditional housing that better utilizes land and reduces costs. Council prioritized this core area to ensure our community's history, diversity, inclusivity, and environment will be protected for future generations. The third focus area was service and innovation excellence. City staff accomplished many goals, which include the launch of our Brookings Insight Performance Dashboard, which is a tool that benchmarks our organization and community with national best practices. This is updated every 6 months to show our commitment to excellence and can be found on our website. Advancement of the development review team, which works with project representatives to identify opportunities and resolve potential issues before plans are finalized. This process is designed to save developers time and money while protecting the community. The police department completed the certified public safety management study and began the implementation to ensure an evolving, responsive, and professional department. The department also committed to the 30 for 30 program, which seeks to diversify the department by 2030. Many community-oriented policing initiatives took place, including breakfast with badges, record-setting National Night Out, 2 citizen academies, Coffee with a Cop, and citizen engagement software to provide services more conveniently. The fourth area is sustainability. Major accomplishments in this area include the start of the landfill and stormwater master plans, as well as the evaluation of lowland areas for development. The plans will be advanced through public comment and council during 2023. Completion of many educational opportunities that exemplify our commitment to sustainability. These include 2 sites now that are available for electric vehicle charging. The city has its first electric vehicle and is committed to attaining more. And also continue efforts to maintain and improve our stormwater system. And we put permeable pavers incorporated into the Bob Sheldon Field project. The Urban Forestry Tree Planting Program was expanded and funded at $25,000. This program is imperative given the impact of the derecho. A more sustainable approach to residential and commercial development will occur thanks to the density changes for R3 and R4 districts, which allow for better use of land, increased height minimums in certain districts, updated code for electric signs, new policy to approve and protect city and residential infrastructure. Final strategic area is a commitment to economic growth. Within the strategic area, the following was accomplished. Swiftel Center management transition continues to improve our bottom line. They are operating below the previous management firm's deficit and provide a constant review of cost-saving measures. The effort saves council funds and allows further investment in other strategic initiatives. Staff at the Swiftel Center was able to secure another large cattle show for the summer of 2023. Interest in city-owned land continues from land west of Millbourne, the Marketplace, and the Weiss properties. If all comes to fruition, 2023 and 24 will be a very exciting years for advancing the economic efforts in our community. The Armory Hotel TIF was approved by council in 2022. The land transfer shall occur within the first quarter of 2023. This is a very exciting project for the downtown and council. City Council's first economic development master plan was started and will be completed in January. This plan will provide a roadmap for all community partners and will ensure Brookings lives to its fullest potential. Finally, a majority of the new I-29 interchange was built in 2022. In July this year, it's our hope that everyone listening to this report can attend the ribbon cutting. This has been a once-in-a-lifetime project, yet it's just one of the major things we have as a community that we've accomplished. In closing, it's an honor to present the State of the City address, an update of the City Council's strategic plan for 2022. The organization's successful progression of these items is attributed to the city employees and department heads, our volunteers' commitment to the community, and the City Council's vision and mission that guides our strategic plan. Our potential is endless in this city of Brookings, and we can achieve the dreams of this community. Thank you very much. Okay, we move on now. Item 8, ordinances and first readings. Introduction and first reading of ordinance 23-001, an ordinance amending the term of office and the organization of the Planning Commission. Mike Strucker, Community Development Director, will review this item.
Thank you, Mayor. And ordinance 23-001 provides two amendments to Chapter 66, which covers the role of and membership of the Planning Commission. This amendment would change the length of term from a 5-year term to a 3-year term. A little bit of background on that. We had 3 Planning Commission members' terms that expired at the end of this year, and had conversations with them as 2 of them just decided they weren't interested in seeking an additional term. The 3rd member was interested, but he wasn't willing to commit to 5 years. I think the comment was, "I'm not sure what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm not sure I can commit to 5 years." And so it got us discussing amongst the Planning Commission, is that a potential hindrance to somebody that's looking to volunteer to commit to a 5-year term? And so we threw out the idea is, would a 3-year term be more realistic? And then we started looking at some of the other volunteer boards, and there's a few that have 5-year terms, but the majority of them are 3-year terms. So we discussed it again last night at our Planning Commission, and they were all in support of moving towards a 3-year term. The second part of the amendment is just simply cleanup language. The Secretary of the Planning Commission is designated as the Planning, Zoning, and Housing Administrator, which is a position that does not exist within the city organizational chart anymore. So we were proposing that it be the Community Development Director or designee that would act as the Secretary of the Planning Commission. If these amendments do get approved at the second reading of the ordinance, we would propose that with the existing membership that we would look at doing a reappointment. And we have 3 members that are expiring at the end of 23. We recommend them be on a 1-year appointment. And then the next 3 of the following year, a 2-year, and then the ones that were just recently appointed would be a 3-year. We like to stagger them so that we don't lose more than 3 members of our Planning Commission each year. With all of that being said, this is my spiel to the community. We are still short 1 Planning Commission member. We have a vacancy and are seeking applicants. We'd certainly like to fill that position. So it is a 9-member Planning Commission board that they're Planning Commission, and they also act as the Board of Adjustment as well. So with that, I would stand for any questions you may have.
Okay. See none, Counselor, or having questions, comments? I think it's a good move. It'll be a little easier and maybe a little more pleasant for people to serve for 3 years or possibly 6 instead of 5 to 10. So, second reading will be on January 24, 2023. Okay, item 9A, public hearing and action on ordinance 22-043, an ordinance to rezone 18.84 acres of BMU water treatment plant addition. Mike Strucker, Community Development Director, will review this item.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance before you tonight. 18.84 acres that is on the east side of 34th Avenue. This is the location of the proposed new Brookings Municipal Utilities water treatment plant. The current zoning is ag, as it was just recently annexed into the city limits. When property comes into city limits, it maintains its zoning status as it was in the county. They were proposing to rezone to an I-1, which is a light industrial. Water treatment plants are large facilities, kind of have that industrial look and feel to them. And the existing properties in this vicinity are industrial related, and felt that that was a appropriate zoning designation. You may recall from recent meetings, this was also an area that had a comprehensive plan amendment where we changed it to a civic use that would more closely align with the intended use of the property as a public facility. So it does come to you with a unanimous recommendation from the Planning Commission, and the Development Review Team supports the request. And with that, I would stand for any questions.
Be action on this item. Open the public hearing on this item. Is there any public comments on this? Seeing none, open for a motion to approve.
So move.
Been moved and second. Is there any public comment on this item after we've had a motion now? Seeing none, council have any questions or comments? Please call the roll.
Tilton Burn,
Aye.
Avery,
Aye.
Collins,
Aye.
Duran,
Aye.
Niemeyer,
Aye.
Specker.
Aye.
Okay, we have no other business. City council member introduction of topics. Does anybody have anything they want to bring forward to the council? Okay, and then maybe look at what the future meeting's going to have. We will start at 5:30 because we have quite a lengthy agenda. We will have the Martin Luther King presentations and awards. There's also a presentation of the Economic Master Plan that evening. We'll probably have students report, SDSU students report. There's contract for Humane Society agreement for 23, and then some hearings on second hearing on off-sale wine and malt liquor for Sweet E Deuces Casino. And then there's going to be some amendments on the consolidated fee schedule. And we will probably get a progress report from the assistant city manager. Any questions or comments on the agenda coming up? Not hearing any. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor to adjourn, say aye.
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 Meeting adjourned.